welcome to the FluentPro webinar, Migration to Project Online, Essential Basics and Best Practices. My name is Alona Ganchar and I'm a Services Director at FluentPro. Today we are going to talk about data migration to Project Online, what are the best practices that FluentPro recommends to follow, what are the critical factors of a successful data migration, and how successful migration can be achieved with a product from FluentPro called FluentBooks. If for some reason you get distracted or pulled away, no need to worry. This webinar is being recorded and the recording will become available sometime tomorrow. Our company, FluentPro Software Corporation, is a Microsoft Gold partner. We specialize in products for projects and portfolio management. We help companies implement and improve their management practices with Microsoft Project Server and Project Online. Our primary focus is developing software products for managing Microsoft Project Online, and that includes management, migration, business intelligence, and data visualization, and also integrations for Microsoft PPM platform. We have several lines of products available, and today we will focus on one of our main products called FluentPro FluentBooks. This is a solution for data migration and configuration management. If you take a look at FluentPro products, they can be split into two categories. The first category is for implementation and migration cycle. When you are new to the cloud or new to the Microsoft PPM platform, FluentPro has several products that could help you start working with Project Online. It is FluentBooks, which is a migration tool, FluentPro PMO, that is a quick start configuration for Project Online, and FluentPro Financials. This is an app for Project Online that delivers financial categorization, analytics, estimates, and reporting. At some point, when you are up and running, your environment goes to operational cycle. And here, FluentPro can also offer several products. Among them is JSuite, a product for backup and restore of Project Online data, including PWA configuration, project plans, and SharePoint sites, and also for configuration management and data migration between PWAs within one tenant. FluentPro Data Mart EPM Pulse solution, which is a product for data visualization and reporting. And also Audit Manager, which is an app for Project Online that allows tracking different events that happen in Project Online PWA, like creation, modification, and deletion of entities. And FluentPro Integration Hub, a solution that allows connecting and synchronizing project data to and from multiple systems like Microsoft Project Online, Jira, Office 365 Planner, Azure DevOps, ServiceNow, Salesforce, and other systems. PPM data migration to Project Online is an essential part of the digital transformation strategy for an organization. The large number of different factors and moving variables makes the process of migrating from Microsoft Project Server 2010, 2013, 2016, and 2019 to Project Online a complex one. PPM data migration to Project Online in most cases requires engaging third-party tools. Only if you have a small, not customized environment, you might opt to configure target PWA manually, then save source project plans and templates to the MPP and MPT files, and then publish them to your target PWA. But it is definitely not an option for bigger environments. Regardless of your goal, whether it's migrating from an on-premises environment to Project Online or within the cloud, there is currently no suitable way to do a full migration without a middleware. And this is exactly what makes FluentBooks by FluentPro the right choice of the tool. FluentBooks is the solution for data migration from Project Server on-premises to Project Online, as well as for data migration between different Project Online tenants. FluentBooks ensures an easy and accurate migration to Microsoft Project Online by automating your work, giving you full control over the migration process, high speed, and safety of your data. There are several critical factors that contribute to a successful migration. First of them is assess the data that needs to be migrated. We will talk about what components of data should be assessed later in this webinar. Clear understanding of the amount of data and its components helps to build an accurate and detailed migration strategy and project schedule. Understand the technical limits of Project Online as they relate to your migration. This has to do with the concept of throttling within Project Online, how much data can be uploaded at once. In addition, there are some technical limits with regards to what can actually be migrated. These limitations come from limitations of APIs used by FluentBooks to download and upload the data. There also may be some customizations in your project server and other items that cannot be migrated to Project Online as is. Identify them during the test migration and see how to manage those exceptions. Set clear expectations with the business customer. We have observed that there is a tendency on the part of IT specialists to underestimate the time required and to overpromise in terms of their ability to quickly deliver a migration to Project Online. The reality is that there is a lot of assessment, planning, and tests to go through before you can actually commit to a delivery date for a completed Project Online migration. Develop migration strategy. Migration strategy includes evaluating the scope of migration, prioritizing migration activities, identifying migration exceptions, and developing a mitigation plan. Getting familiar with the migration process and specifics of the migration tool. Create migration project schedule. Create a draft plan first, listing all necessary migration activities. Before a test migration is completed, this plan will contain estimated durations and efforts. Once test migration is completed, the plan can be adjusted based on the empirical knowledge about the environment, migration speed, and specific issues of the data. Get professional assistance with your migration. FluentPro provides migration orientation training and premium support for all customers who purchased FluentBooks subscription for migration. Perform test migration. Here you are going to go through all the steps of the migration project plan and identify all the issues that your data and source system are going to have, as well as find out the ability of your tenant to correctly process everything that you are going to put in the upload. Perform final production migration. After you have gone through the test migration and figured out how to overcome the challenges that came up, you are ready to move on to the actual production migration. Complete post-migration activities. Among them could be admin and user trainings, reports adjustments, look and feel adjustments, and any other activities as you feel necessary for your specific project. The following categories of the data should be assessed prior to the migration start. As I mentioned before, clear understanding of the amount of data and its components helps to build an accurate and detailed migration strategy and project schedule. So PWA configuration component includes the following entities: its custom fields and their settings, lookup tables and their values, views that you will find in the PWA settings, PDPs, enterprise project types, workflows, and enterprise calendars, and also security. For the resources and users, you would want to assess the overall number of resources, overall number of users, number of active and inactive users, and make a decision whether user accounts will have to be created in the target PWA environment for inactive users or not. These accounts will be used for the account mapping during resources upload, resource mapping during projects upload, and user mapping during SharePoint content upload. For the project plans, you would want to assess the overall number of project plans, number of active projects, number of project plan templates, and number of master projects. Depending on your specific needs, you either might want to migrate all the projects to the new PWA or a selection of projects, for example, like active projects, some future ones, and maybe make a decision to leave old, like completed or cancelled projects behind and save some space in the new PWA. Master projects are a bit different from standard projects in terms of migration because usually it takes longer to download these projects and to upload them because depending on the size of the project and the number of sub-projects in the master project, it will take different time to upload them. For the SharePoint content, you would want to assess the root PWA site and its contents, like list, libraries, maybe some SharePoint workflows, overall number of project sites, projects versus project sites ratio, whether all projects have project sites connected or some of the projects they do not have sites, number of active project sites, number of project site templates. As for the project site templates, when migrating to Project Online, it's good to keep in mind that some of the templates might have dependencies on the features that are available in Project Server on premises and are not available in Project Online. If that's the case, then project site template, even if it is migrated to Project Online, it will not work and site will not be created from such template. In this case, you will need to use a workaround for migrating such templates and create a project site from a template in your source system, migrate the site to the Project Online PWA, and then save the site to a template. As for timesheets, the following counts should be assessed: number of time reporting periods, overall number, and the number that needs to be migrated, number of users with timesheets, and it's important to keep in mind that users must have user logon account specified for the resource in the target system in order to upload timesheets for them. Also, number of projects in timesheets. Timesheet migration is available only as a service. This migration will be performed by FluentPro migration team if you decide to proceed with this option. We suggest that the migration strategy development should include the following steps: identifying components of data migration, prioritizing of what needs to be migrated and what can be left in the older PPM system. The more data you have, the longer will migration take. So if there are some items, some projects or some project sites that are no longer needed to exist in the new PWA, they can be left behind and selective migration can be performed. identifying what is not supported by Project Online or by the migration tool, and developing a mitigation plan. Getting familiar with the migration tool and specifics of the migration process. Identifying and planning post-migration activities. We suggest creating a draft project plan first and documenting all the activities that will need to be performed in order to complete a data migration to Project Online project. Before the test migration, you will only be able to put estimated durations and efforts into this plan. Perform the test migration, and during this phase carefully record the timings for every operation: publish, download, upload, and verification of the migrated data, as well as types of the issues and time spent on their resolution or mitigation. Once the test migration phase is completed, and you have got empirical knowledge about the environment, migration speed, and specific issues of the data, adjust the project plan for production and delta phases. Duration of the delta migration phase depends on the number of projects and project sites that were modified while initial production migration was in progress. We recommend notifying users about final data migration being in progress and requesting them to make changes to as minimum of project and project size as reasonably possible. All modified projects and project sites, as well as changes to the configuration, will need to be remigrated during delta migration phase. Based on our experience of performing migrations as a service, we suggest the following sequence of migration phases and activities. Pre-migration activities phase goes first, and during this phase, you would set up and check migration virtual machines, also access for the migration accounts to the source and target PWAs, install all necessary apps for the migration, like FluentBooks, Project Professional. The versions of Project Professional should be compatible with the source and target PWAs. Also, you will need a Microsoft Excel installed on the machine and Notepad or Notepad++ to work with the log files. During this phase, you would also check migration accounts and their permissions in the source and target PWAs. Migration accounts will need to have PWA administrator and site collection administrator permissions in both PWAs. Once preparation is completed and all prerequisites are done, the next phase is test migration. The first step of this phase is to publish projects in the source production PWA. This is done to improve integrity of the migrated data. After projects are published, the next step is to download this data from the source production PWA into the local files: configuration, projects, project sites, and timesheets. Again, timesheets migration is available as a service only. Once the data is downloaded into either FluentBooks workspaces or FPP packages for project plans, the next step is to upload this data to the target test PWA. There is a specific sequence in which the data should be uploaded. And we will talk later about the sequence in this webinar. Each portion of the data, each upload of the data should be followed by verification process. So once configuration is uploaded, this data should be verified, and we recommend not to proceed with the next steps till the previous portion of the data is verified, and if there are any issues, these issues are addressed and resolved or mitigated. So PWA configuration projects, project sites, and timesheets should be verified after they are uploaded. When the test migration is completed, the test PWA is ready for the user acceptance testing, and we recommend engaging users with different roles like administrators, project managers, portfolio managers, team members, to check the data that was migrated and to check their overall experience with working with Test Project Online PWA. Once user acceptance testing is completed and Test PWA looks good, it is time to proceed with the production migration. The same steps that were done during test migration will be repeated during production migration. This migration is done to a separate PWA in the target tenant, and this PWA will be the production one when the migration is completed. Production migration should also be followed by user acceptance testing. Depending on the duration of the production migration, it may or may not be possible to freeze source production migration and deny users from doing modifications in the source PWA. If production migration takes longer than you can afford to freeze the PWA, then there will be another phase in the migration, and it is called delta migration or remigration of modifications. During this phase, source production PWA will be freezed and users will not be able to work with this PWA. They should be on hold, and when the migration is completed, users will switch to the target production PWA. So during this phase, modified projects will be published in the source production PWA. Then they will be downloaded and uploaded to the target production PWA, overwriting the older copy of the project. If there were any modifications to the resources or to other parts of configuration, they will also be migrated to the target PWA. Same with project sites. FluentBooks is capable to download modifications only to the sites, so if there were any list items or documents that were added or edited, they will be migrated during this phase. If timesheets migration is included into the project, then during delta phase, we will migrate as many timesheets as the freeze window allows. Also, each upload of the data will be followed by the verification process. And after small test by the customer team, the target production PWA will be ready to go live. Depending on the number of timesheets that need to be migrated, they can either be migrated like all timesheets during the delta phase if there are too many of them and they cannot be fit into the freeze window, then timesheets will be migrated after go live date. They will be split into batches and upload will be performed during weekends when users are not working with the PWA. So automation is the key to a faster migration. By automating the migration process, you can reduce migration time and transition period significantly, provide predictable quality of the migration outcome, reduce the chance of human errors, improve robustness and consistency of migration process, and reduce direct labor costs and expenses. FluentPro FluentBooks is a unique migration and configuration management software solution for Microsoft Project Server and Project Online. It is a perfect choice for an easy and accurate migration to Microsoft Project Online that automates your work, gives you full control over the migration process, high speed and safety of your data. So what do you get if you use FluentPro FluentBooks for data migration to Project Online? First of all, it's automation and speed. There is no need to spend hours on manual work when moving PWA data and making sure that everything is correct. Automate your project online migration and save up to 60% of time and avoid human errors. Your data is secure during the migration process. FluentBooks is a desktop application that you install on your machine, either physical or virtual. So when you use the software, all your data is saved locally, including PWA configuration data, SharePoint content, projects, log files, temp files, etc. During the migration, all the data transferred are encrypted with the latest TLS protocol. Full data migration, which includes not just SharePoint content, but all your data, like PWA configuration, including custom fields and lookups, resource pool, security, also project plans and project sites. Timesheets migration is also available as a service. Configuration management, which helps to reduce or even eliminate the manual work in your PWA configuration management and administration process. FluentBooks has PWA documenting, bulk edits, comparison, and other features. FluentBooks supports different migration scenarios, including migration from any edition of Microsoft Project Server on-premises, like Project Server 2010, 2013, 2016, and 2019 to Project Online, and also migration between different Project Online tenants, and even migration from non-Microsoft PPM systems to Project Online as a separate module. FluentBooks provides a variety of wizards to be used for migration and administration. During migration process, part of the wizards will be used to perform download of the data from the source PWA, and other wizards will be used to upload the data to your target PWA and to validate the migration results. FluentBooks as a desktop application that uses public APIs provided by Microsoft, like PSI, SysOM, OData, SharePoint Foundation RPC protocol, SharePoint 2013 Web Services, for data migration between Project Server on-premises and Project Online. Direct operations with the database are not performed during migration with FluentBooks. So it's not a database-to-database migration or database upgrade. The data is downloaded via API from a source PWA as a local copy to FluentBooks workspace files for PWA configuration and SharePoint content, and FPP packages for project plans content. And then this data is uploaded to a destination PWA, also via API. So the following steps should be performed for end-to-end migration during test and production phases. During Delta phase, only part of the steps will be performed. So the first step is to download PWA configuration using Download PWA Configuration Wizard. Then the next step is to publish projects that will be migrated, and FluentBooks has a Publish Projects wizard that, with assistance of the project professional, will bulk republish the projects. So basically, FluentBooks will launch Project Professional and initiate opening of each of the projects one by one, and Project Professional will publish them. Then projects and project plan templates will be downloaded into FPP files, and SharePoint sites like root PWA site and project sites will be downloaded to FluentBooks workspaces using import SharePoint sites. It is possible for project plans and for SharePoint sites to do a selective download and to download only those items that you would want to migrate. Once the activities in source PWA are completed, we would switch to the next portion of the activities, and they are done in the target PWA or destination PWA. The first step is to upload SharePoint content for root PWA site. This step is done first because there might be workflows that depend on the lists that reside in the root PWA site. During this step, you would also perform user mapping for the SharePoint users who are either creators or editors of the documents, or they are set into people picker fields like assigned to or other fields. The next step is to migrate solutions or so-called custom site templates. And after that, PWA configuration, including resource pool, will be uploaded. Project plan templates will be uploaded. Once project plan templates are uploaded, the next step is to re-upload enterprise project types because enterprise project types, they might have some custom project plan and project site templates. During initial upload of PWA configuration, project plan templates are not in the system yet because project plan templates require all the resources to be uploaded into the target PWA. So re-uploading enterprise project types will set correct project plan templates and project site templates. Also on this step, you would want to test each enterprise project type and create a project and the site from this EPT to check that all templates are working correctly in the new PWA. The next step is to verify PWA configuration migration results, and FluentBooks has two wizards which can assist with this operation. First one is to compare workspace with the PWA, and another one to compare PWA with PWA. During test migration, we recommend to use compare workspace with PWA because users continue working with the source PWA and there might be changes already done in the source PWA. In this case, if you compare PWA with PWA, you will see differences that are not migration issues but just changes introduced by users. So once PWA configuration is uploaded, verified, and everything is good, the next step is to upload projects. They, depending on the number of projects that you are migrating, they can either be uploaded all at once, and FluentBooks will upload them one by one. If there are more than 100 of projects to be migrated, we recommend splitting them into batches to ensure that virtual machine and project professional is capable of working under such load. After projects are uploaded, the next step is to verify project migration results and compare project plans wizard will build a comparison report and export it into an Excel file. And using this report, you will be able to investigate how well your projects were migrated. This report is capable of showing differences on the project level, like project level custom fields and out-of-the-box fields, task level fields, and also project team. After that, the next step is to upload project sites using Export SharePoint Sites wizard. And during this step, project sites will be created in the target PWA, and if these sites were connected to projects in the source, they will also get connected to the corresponding projects in the target PWA. When the project sites are in, the next step is to verify the migration results, and Compare SharePoint Sites wizard will assist in building of the comparison report, and the result of the comparison will be exported into an Excel file. The last step is to re-upload parts of the PWA configuration, like portfolio analysis and security categories. These entities depend on projects that have to be in the system in order to be uploaded correctly. So after all projects, all necessary projects are uploaded, these entities can also be added to the PWA. FluentPro offers 4 flat-price complete migration packages at special prices: 100, 200, 400, and 500 project sites. Services will be performed by FluentPro's migration team with experience of more than 100 of managed migrations. If you are interested in purchasing such a migration as a service package, please contact FluentPro sales team at sales@fluentpro.com. Customers can also purchase FluentPro FluentBooks for migration with Premium Support Package. This is for do-it-yourself migration scenarios. With this option, you get a FluentBooks subscription, training on how to use FluentBooks, and support from our team during your migration process. Premium Support Package is mandatory for do-it-yourself migrations. 1-year subscription of G Suite, which is a tool for configuration management, disaster recovery, backup and restore for up to 100 projects, is included. Timesheets migration feature is not provided for do-it-yourself migrations unless timesheets migration is performed by FluentPro as a service. If you'd like to get a free migration evaluation, please contact FluentPro team, and this evaluation includes free configuration and data analysis, free sizing and timing estimation, and a draft migration project plan. Also, all migrations as a service include 1-year subscription for FluentBooks for 2 PWAs in your target tenant, and G Suite included, also for 2 PWAs, and backup for up to 250 projects. Please feel free to reach out to us using contact information that you see on the screen, and we will schedule the next steps. If you have any questions about your migration, please also contact us. Sales team for general questions, and support team if you have any issues with your migration. Recording of this webinar will become available tomorrow. Thank you for your time today and have a great day. Goodbye.